Good morning everyone, sorry for technical difficulties there and welcome to Stretford Paddock. I am Alex. Obviously, like I said, a few technical difficulties this morning with everything going with me finding a microphone, so I'm hoping you can hear me okay well this morning. I hope everyone's doing okay at home, everyone's enjoying their Friday, ready for the weekend coming up. We're less than a week away for Manchester United being back on our screens and less than 5 days away from the Premier League being back. So obviously I'm excited, everyone's excited. But today I'm going to go over some transfer news with you as always. Let's start with, obviously, topic on the thumbnail is Jude Bellingham has made a decision. This is coming from head of sport Bill, did an interview with United Report. He's a tier 2 source in Germany, tier 1 source in terms of buying stuff. But anyway, he has now said that Jude Bellingham has decided to go to Dortmund. This is something we kind of covered a couple of weeks ago, but now there's more and more reports that Jude Bellingham has decided against joining Manchester United and is going to Dortmund. Alex, I can only hear you on one side. Let me have a quick look, see if I can fix that. Not sure I can. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to leave that. So we have problems with. Sorry if there's any problems with sound. This is the report that Jude Bellingham is going to Borussia Dortmund, which is obviously a shame. But at the same time, this could be a problem with. This could be. It's very similar to what happened with Leicester in the summer, where we kind of said, you know what, you can have Yuri Tielemans, and in terms of that, we can get someone like Harry Maguire. This may be our kind of bargaining chip with Borussia Dortmund, where you say, do you know what, you can have Jude Bellingham, which means that we can take Jadon Sancho off your hands in this summer. Hopefully that's the case. And we haven't just missed out on another player. But the Bellingham one, 16-year-old, obviously a lot of potential. Would he walk straight into our first team? I'm not 100% sure of that. Is he definitely one for the future? Definitely. So in the terms of that, who knows? Who knows where he'd have fit in straight away? Let's see how he gets on at Dortmund. He could be the one where he does what Jadon Sancho does, becomes a world superstar and moves on. Otherwise, he could essentially just, maybe he's another one of those players that has all the promise at 16 and doesn't quite make it. But this is obviously a £30 million in terms of that. I don't know. I don't know what the situation will be Bellingham along to a few years' time. But obviously with Dortmund right now, they look like to be the favourites to get Jude Bellingham. But like I said, I think there's definitely a problem. Definitely something to do with this. I reckon there is something with Jadon Sancho in here. I do think the same things we did with Tielemans last summer with Leicester, where we kind of just go, do you know what? You have that player, you can do that, as long as we can get the deal that we really want in. This is which is Jadon Sancho in the summer. So I'm hoping that's the case. Guys, let me know in the comments what you think about all that, and see how. And yeah, let's see what you guys think about us potentially missing out on Jude Bellingham. The next topic I have for you today is Tolisso, and this came out this week. There was a report in terms of that United were linked to him, and that he was up for moving on. And obviously Raphael quote tweeted it, saying he's one of the best players he's played with when he played with him at Lyon. And in terms of that, and whether that he should come to Manchester United. So let me just try and focus that camera a second. So sorry about this morning, a few technical difficulties doing that, and obviously a couple of spammers you've seen in the comments. So Raphael quote tweeted Tolisso this week, or quote tweeted an article about him saying he's one of the best players he's seen and would love to see him at Manchester United. This has been something that has come on. There's been a report this week in Sky Germany. They've been speaking to Tolisso's agent, and he has said that there's been no contact with Manchester United yet, and that he's going to deny it. So again, this is a strange one, but this is what kind of happens when United are linked to players. They're not going to come out and say straight away. He's said that he's obviously recovering from an ACL injury right now, and his main focus is getting back on the pitch, which he's going to say. But let's see how that one goes. I think that there's definitely something there. There's definitely something with a midfielder. Obviously, the Bellingham links has been there. We're now on to Tolisso, so there's definitely a link to a midfielder in there. There's definitely something. We definitely want a midfielder. Whether this is replacements for Pogba, whether this is to go alongside Pogba, I think the links now to the more defensive midfielders in terms of Bellingham and Tolisso, that would fit more in terms of keeping Pogba, keep having Bruno in that team and having that as a 3. However, the links for Havertz and players like Van der Beek, they kind of link towards the maybe replacement Pogba. So let's all just see how this goes. This is still going to be, this is going to be a thing for a while. So there's a lot of spammers in the comments this morning, trying to deal with them. Our midfield situation still is going to depend a lot on Paul Pogba, whether he signs a new contract or not. I think that's going to depend on the kind of player we get. If Pogba does sign a new contract, I think the more defensive role is definitely going to be needed. But if we don't get Paul Pogba over the line, if he does end up moving on, which I think is still going to rumble on all the way through the transfer window, then I think we're going to be looking at these players like Van der Beek, Havertz, and players like that to try and fit that role. Even Jack Grealish and things like that. So many options for us this summer in terms of midfield targets. Guys, get your questions in. I'll try and answer as many as you can. There's a question come in. Let's have a quick look. Questions coming in. There was one about, Alex, is it true we're going to spend 270 million this summer? I think that's going to kind of need to be the figure that we're going to have to do in terms of to sign more than one player. I think United there was obviously reports of it being 160 million this summer, which would be, looks like just Jadon Sancho and maybe one more. However, in terms of anything more than that, I'm not too sure. I think that it all depends on what's going to happen in terms of, I said, Paul Pogba's the big one. If he goes, then we're probably going to be spending that kind of money. If not, I can only see us maybe signing one or two players, not even breaking the 200 million mark, probably not even breaking the 150 million pound mark, especially with this market. So let's see. Any Gomez news? No Gomez news as yet. He obviously did feature in the 11v11 game at Old Trafford last week. Maybe that's a sign to see that he will come into the squad a little bit more and maybe play a bit of a role in the team in these coming weeks. 5 substitutes available in the games, and so more opportunities for these players to come in. And obviously with the amount of fixtures we're going to have to play, I think we're going to need everyone in this squad all together. Have a look. Let's have a look what else we've got. How excited are you to see United back in the fully fit squad? We've got Phil Jones. Phil Jones looks to be injured. That's the one question. But yeah, definitely looking to see. Great to see Marcus Rashford back. What I see him playing. What I see Pogba and Bruno in midfield together. It's going to be quick. Look, if we're looking at a cam, do you think Ollie will stick with 4-2-3-1? I think the 4-2-3-1 was his plan at the start of the season. I still think he was planning for life without Paul Pogba. I think that's why we've been linked to so many number 10s, as people have been saying in the comments. So I think he was planning on Fernandes alongside someone like a Frederick McTominay with a number 10 ahead of them. I think with the links of Manchester United, with the links of Paul Pogba staying, I think that's kind of changed his mind a little bit. Maybe we're looking more at a 4-3-3 and maybe more at a number 6 kind of player. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. We'll see. Again, I think all of these transfers, all of these midfield, especially in the midfield, all hinges on what we do with Paul Pogba. Whether that's going to be us replacing him with a more attacking player, or whether us putting a defensive midfielder, to let him and Bruno flourish in midfield. Let's have a quick look more. Well, last few years we've shown that we spend 60 to 70 million pound net. We might get up to 100 million per Sancho, but no chance that we spend over 200 million. I completely agree with that. I completely agree that it's going to be that we're not going to spend too much, especially in this market. I think that the main thing is going to be Jadon Sancho, adding another forward player, and but we'll see from there what goes on. Let's have a quick look. We've got, I can't pronounce your name, but thank you for upgrading your membership to first team. That's unbelievable. Thank you very much. Let's have a look. One more question. We'll do the last question of the day. This has been obviously a couple of technical difficulties this morning. Who would you rather leave to make room, Lingard or Andreas, or both? For me, I think it's probably going to be, I think Andreas probably I'd like to see leave. I still think Lingard is very good in the big games. I think he's shown that even this season when he's been having some of the worst of his worst performances. I still think Lingard does a job in there. Andreas I've not seen too much from. I've seen glimpses of brilliance in terms of, but that they happen way too rarely for me. I've seen Lingard do it in big games quite consistently, and I think that with a little bit more stability around him, I think that he can still come into that team and do a really good job. That's going to be all for me today, guys. So make sure you're checking out Late Night Live tonight at 10 o'clock with Joe Smith. He will be there as always. We've got all sorts of stuff coming up. We'll have a house and transfer review. We'll have rundown tomorrow night on Stephen Housen's channel. And obviously next week we will be prepping for the return of the Premier League. I'm obviously dead excited about that. I'm sure you all are too. So again, that's enough for me today. Make sure you're liking the video, make sure you're subscribing, and I will see you all next time. Cheers.